G'day everyone, back again, and today I'm working on the floor pan of the Bakkie. There's a decent dent in it, which I didn't find out until I removed all the crap that was on it, and yeah, I'll try and attempt to pull that out since I can't get behind it because of the cross beam inside the cabin. I'm going to be using this. I've never used one before, but I've seen people use it, and it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to trying it. For people that have no idea, basically you got a stud, and what that does is that gets welded onto the panel, the lowest part of the dent, and then you use a slide hammer to pull it out. So this is going to be interesting. Hopefully it works fine, because I'm pretty sure down the track this will come in handy. So yeah, this is the weld I'm talking about. I know you can't really see it too badly there, but now you can. See if we can get it in the right light. So that's the deepest part of the dent there, but you probably can't see it too well, but even up here it slightly goes in because there's a gap between the chassis rail there and the actual floor pan. So yeah, that's what I've got to try and pull out. What I'll do first is I'll get rid of all this paint, and that'll make it better for the stud to actually weld to. Looks like there's these low points that my grinder won't get into, so I might have to get my die grinder and get into these low points, because they're parts that I definitely got to weld to. Yep. Alright, that's a hole now, so I'll have to weld that one up. Nuts. Alright, here goes. Now I definitely want to put one in there because that's the lowest point that I can see. So let's see what happens. Well, that seems all right. Now there's no actual timer on this, so it's pretty much I'm gonna have to just watch it and see how it goes. Alright, so the lowest part here, I'll put there. I guess I'll find out when I pull it whether that's enough or not. Back there. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if when I go to use a slide hammer that these might drop off or pull off. But as I said, I guess I'll find out. Now, there's two different sizes of these. I'm using the thicker one because it's an old classic steel. It's thicker than the newer thin stuff, so I'm using the thicker pins. And I think I'll put one there. Because that's where the edge would probably be. Might put one there as well. Right there. All right. Get the slide hammer and give that a go. Now this is my slide hammer, and this one, the tip pretty much put the pin into there and you turn it to tighten it up and lock the pin in. There's others that have got a little cam that you do. So I think this one's definitely going to be the better one. All right, put it right down to the bottom. Tighten it up. Not tight enough. No, might have to use a spanner because that's not really tightening it up. Well, this is going to be a pain in the ass if I have to keep using a spanner to tighten it up. But if that's what I've got to do, well, that didn't do jack squat. Alright, let's try this one up here. I can definitely see it moving. Which is good. This is thick metal, all right. Well, that does not look to be moving at all. And that's a spot weld there and there, because under here is the cross beam. So that is just metal. So I guess I'll just keep going from pin to pin, but the pins are holding, so that's a good thing. It moved. It's probably not a bad height either, so I might leave that one there. Might end up having to put a pin there. I'll try that one a little bit more. They've got to be careful. That one looks like it's going to be ripping the sheet metal off. So yeah, I need to put one in there. I think that isn't too bad along there. I reckon I definitely need to put one in there. I've got to hammer that one in. Might put one there as well. At least the pins are holding, so I must have it on there at the right time. Alright, so I'll put one right there if I can get it in. And I'll put one right there as well. Alright, let's pull those ones. Oh, that popped out nicely. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, that's not too bad. I think that one might have to come out a little bit more. That is looking better. That's not too bad. Right there. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. Obviously, when you do this sort of thing, the metal's not going to be the same. So, there'll definitely be some sort of filler. But looking at that, it's not too bad. But that's really pulled it out nicely. I might try that one again. That one will have to go back in. I've pulled that a little bit too far. Might try that one again, but on more of an angle. Bring it this way a bit. Yeah, I'm going to put one in there. That one, that's fine. So they're all right. You see, I'm going to probably need one around here. I might pull these out a little bit more. Yeah, that feels all right. I've put one in there to lift that out. Apart from that, it's not too bad. Might grind these ones off and see what it's like afterwards. All right, so I've done some work off camera because it was taking a fair bit of time. I don't think you really want to be watching me just doing too much work. So I've got it to the point that I'm happy to clean it all off, and I don't think I'm going to get it much better, but we'll see once I've ground everything off. All right, well, I've ground that back or smoothed it out, and there's a few little welding spots that I'm gonna have to go over, but that's actually not too bad considering what it was. So I might just do those little bit of welding and come back. Okay, so I think I've pretty much done, and looking at that compared to what it was, I reckon that's pretty good. At least it's got some shape to it now. I'm not going to do any more because I don't want to grind too much and thin the metal. But yes, I'm definitely happy with that. That's good enough. Since you're not really going to see it anyway under the car, I guess that will do. Well, all right. Thank you for being with me on this trial and error with this weld gun that I've never used before. It worked pretty good. I think it's just a matter of like everything. The more you do it, the better you get. So for now, I'll leave it at that. I'm happy. I'll chuck a bit of paint on there or primer just to cover the metal and move on to the next bit, which will be rust, unfortunately. But until then, thanks for being with me and see you again.